It's like, the teacher is here, and he's calling for you. And when she heard it, she rose quickly and went to him. Now Jesus had not yet come into the village, but was still in the place where Martha had met him. When the Jews who were with her in the house consoling her saw Mary rise quickly and go out, they followed her, assuming that she was going to the tomb to weep there. So when Mary came, though, she saw where Jesus was, and she fell at his feet. This passage aches with pain, by the way. She fell at his feet and said, Lord, if you'd have been here, my brother would not have died. Remember, let me insert into that passage there in verse 32. I can almost hear her saying, I heard this rumor, Jesus. I heard this rumor that you delayed 2 days. What are you doing? We're friends. We've shared meals together. We're on a no-knock basis. You just show up at our home. You walk in and out as if you own the place. And yet when we really need you, you're not here. For 2 days. Verse 33. When Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who had come with her also weeping, he was deeply moved in his spirit and greatly troubled. There is so much pain here. It just aches off the pages as the tears almost drop literally into the pages of our lives before us. Jesus is deeply troubled and greatly moved, and there's this emotion that rises up within him. The Word who became flesh wept aloud over this pain. Well, the translation of the word there are 2 phrases that are attributed to Jesus in terms of the emotions involved. Deeply moved and greatly troubled. Greatly troubled is translated great anger. Great anger. And actually the literal translation of that word there, greatly troubled or great anger, is that Jesus, it says, literally, track with me, snorted like a horse. He was so caught up in the emotion, he snorted like a horse. Let me explain to you what that means. You ever been in a point of bereavement where a car crash or your daughter dies on the operating room, or some form of grief and bereavement, and you can't even regulate your emotions? It's just coming from that deep place, and it's like, that's where Jesus is at. He's greatly troubled. He's moved and he's mad. He's moved because he sees the pain upon Mary's face. He's angry. Why is he angry? It's tied to the creation account. He's angry because he goes, it should never have been like this. It didn't have to be this way. And he's angry at the way the enemy has introduced death into the world and the impact of his friend's family. And so he's angry. Friends, you got to understand creation 101, Genesis 1 and 2, prior to the fall of Genesis 3 and onwards, was that when God created, he says, it is so good. God never intended that any square inch or any square mile of the dirt of creation would ever be given for the purpose of dead bodies to house it. He never said, well, let's give over that part of the dirt to the cemetery. And so he's angry that the enemy has introduced death into this world. And who isn't? Who isn't? Whether it be cancer or whatever it might be, there's this anger that rises up within us. There are these emotions that fall out of us and spill out of us, demonstrated visually through tears, but the unseen agony of our souls. And so much so, with all this being said, Revelation 21:4, there will be a day when Jesus will come and he'll wipe away every tear. And I long for that day when sorrow will be no more. And let me personalize this.